Welcome to Learnwake. This is Brandon Judd, and I am responding today to a video analysis request that has been uploaded here by Jamie, and this is on some tantrum to blind attempts. And in your submission here, you mentioned that you're having a hard time landing them, and you put some warm-ups in the video so that we can see just your practice tantrums, and that you can also do heel side backside 180s consistently. You mentioned that you attended the wakeboard camp, and that you could do switch toe side frontside threes, and you still practice those, which is great. That's a really good thing to be doing, especially when you're working on this trick. You said you feel like you're turning too early, which is giving me a ton of line tension on the landing, especially on the first one, but I'm waiting to look at the landing. So you're right on this, and nice work on this, by the way. And again, we've been having some delays on getting this to you, so I apologize for that. You may have already landed this by now, but even if you have, this will be good for you to see. And you did mention that you're turning a little too early, and that is correct. You did a really good job diagnosing that. I really like your writing. Thanks for submitting this. I think that you're going to be able to land this pretty quickly and make it really consistent really quick. Um, the issue here is how early you're rotating, and then also you're under flipping because you're rotating early, and it's just slowing your flip down. So you can do one of two things. A lot of times people can try and convince themselves to land, or sorry, to add the backside 180 in later, but they can never actually do it. They tell themselves, wait, 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 and then they've already turned. Like as you can see right here, you've already done the backside 180. Let's get into this a little bit further. Um, so you've already done most of the backside 180 here, um, and at this point you're really stretched out and really tall, and this is going to slow your flip down a ton. Um, Imagine doing a switch toe side front roll and landing over your toes. Essentially, that's the body position you've put yourself in. And if you know on front rolls, you always have to flip enough to where you feel like you're going to do a flip and a half or a flip and a quarter. And that's what's going to give you enough rotation, flipping rotation, to get your chest over your toes. When you turn early, what happens is you start reaching for the landing like this and get really tall. And because you're so tall, you slow down the flip. So I mean, it's really as simple as that. Um, so you are turning early, but like I said a minute ago, a lot of people try and convince themselves to just not turn until the last second, which freaks a lot of people out. So another thing you can do, especially when you're learning, is you can try and over flip it and also try and save your spin until later. If you do a little bit of both of those things, it should just come together. A lot of people will ignore the over flipping thing and just feel like they're turning too early, which is stretching them out, which is true. But the fix is not always just wait, 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 wait till the end. Um, when you're first landing them, because it's really hard to trust it. Even if you do backside 180s and switch toe side threes and all that, you're just gonna have a hard time convincing yourself in the middle of this um, tantrum to turn backside 180 without getting hung up. So um, your tantrums look good. I don't think there's really an issue with them in this. I would just say try and over flip it, and like if you decided to do a tantrum and then uh, instead of going to blind, you just backed out and just stayed doing a single tantrum, you should almost over flip and land on your back. Um, it should feel very uncomfortable. You'd be opening up right here really big and trying to slow your flip down. Um, so I would give it that much emphasis. So when you're practicing them, if you notice that you're backing out at the last second, you should be backing out and getting as tall as possible to slow your flip down, because you added so much flip in the beginning, if that makes sense. Um, and then once you've done that and you've added a bunch of extra flip, then I would try and still save your backside 180 until the end. And what that's going to do is it's going to keep you crunched up for longer, so that instead of opening up right here, if you were to stay crunched up, your chest would kind of flip over this way, and you'd be facing the flats, and your chest would be over your toes, and you'd be able to land it all right. So let me give you an example here. Um, of Kaysen doing one. Sorry for the low quality, but so Kaysen edges in and he goes kind of almost a little early here, but it's really not bad. He stays a lot more square, a lot longer than you, and then right at the end here, this is the angle you were in when you opened up. So your head would have been out here and your arm would have been up there. So you want to save it and wait and flip more and stay kind of hunched over until you turn right at the last second, and that's going to throw your chest further over your toes. So, sorry, this kind of scrolling thing isn't working too well. Okay, so you'll see it just looks like a normal tantrum, still a normal tantrum until right about here. Um, I take that back. He did not. He saved this until really late, which was great. Um, so it's still a normal tantrum until right about here. And this point, he's pretty much flipped almost all of it. You'll notice that if he wanted to, he would just relax and open up, and he would land a normal tantrum. But then he just takes the nose of the board, which will be the new tail of the board, and just sticks it in the wake and keeps his chest forward and just is able to pull his chest over his toes for the landing. So, like I said, yours is really good. It doesn't really need that much coaching. Um, you just need to try and overflip it for one, and then um, try and save that spin until later, and that will get your chest further over your toes. Um, and when you go early, it does increase the line tension, which makes you feel like you're getting stretched out. So I would just practice a few beforehand where you like almost overflip them and then be like, yeah, okay, now I'm doing them right. And then go in for a tantrum to blind. And if it feels good right at the end, then add it in. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, you can respond back to us or you can upload another video of yourself working on this. Again, you're really close. This looks awesome. Great riding, man. I think I remember you from the camp. But excited to see you working on this and keep us posted if you have any other questions.